What's up, everybody? Again on this Thankful Thursday night. Listen, I was just sitting here thinking to myself a few minutes ago, right? I know that I have shared this story before, but it helps me to be confident, right? In the blessings of God for my life and His timing for my life, right? Because a lot of times we feel like God is taking too long. Maybe He forgot. Maybe it's not meant for me to have this thing, right? Or maybe we got to help God out. So let me go and do my little thing, right? And just, you know, put some things together so it'll make sense, right? I've been guilty of that, right? But sharing this story and being reminded of this story that happened to me when I was a little girl, it always put me back in a place of trusting God and knowing that God is so faithful, right? Now this happened when I was a kid, right? It was during the Christmas time, right? And of course my dad was playing the Santa Claus, right? Because at that time we was believing in Santa, right? And so there was this popular doll that was out at the time, right? I cannot remember the name of the doll, but anyways, every little girl wanted this doll. And I was included in that, okay? I wanted this doll too. So when my dad was like, what is y'all list? What list do y'all, what y'all want for Christmas, right? Write your list out so I can give it to Santa, right? We was like, okay, cool. And of course, I put the things that I want on my list. And of course, this doll was on the list as well. So we woke up, no, be quiet. So we woke up on Christmas morning, right? I had everything else that was on that list except this doll. And I was like, oh my God, I was a little disappointed. And then my dad was like, oh, I think Santa left you a note, right? And I was like, okay. So when I read the note, it was like, dear Kendra, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to bring the doll, but I will bring it back once we get more because so many little girls wanted this doll that we ran out of them. But I got my elves on the job. They are making more dolls like this. And when they're finished making this doll, I'm going to deliver it to you. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I was able to enjoy the rest of my Christmas day with the things that I had got, on Christmas or whatever. And so probably about a week or two later, my dad was like, oh, I think Santa left you a gift. And it was the doll that I wanted, right? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. But of course, later on, after you going through that phase of, Santa Claus, like, he don't exist. All along, it was your dad, right? And so knowing this, right? And especially knowing it in this now, it just reminds me of God, right? When God says He's going to deliver, He's going to deliver, right? If my earthly father was committed and he was faithful to his word, that he was going to get me this doll, even though he was playing as Santa, right? If my earthly father took out the time to go out his way to do that, imagine what my heavenly father does. Imagine what your heavenly father would do, right? He never lies. Just like that song just said, He never lies. Ooh. So if God says that He's gonna get something to you, He's gonna get it to you at the right and the proper timing. God keeps His word, and He will demonstrate that through the people that He loves you through in this earth. And just like my dad, these glasses all crooked. And just like my earthly father, he kept his word, right? But she was saying, I am Santa Claus. Well, we know he wasn't Santa Claus. But anyways, it was just fun at the time. It was so fun at the time. But he kept his word and he got that doll. He kept his word. He got that doll. And I was at peace because I trusted in Santa, right? Santa. Well, he said he gonna get it. He left a note, but he gonna get it. So I'm good. I'm okay. I'm at peace. I'm chilling. I'm cool because I know this dog coming, right? And the dog came. So God wants us to have that same attitude towards Him. Knowing that if God spoke it, if He said it, it's going to come. It's going to happen. So in the meantime, we can be at peace. We can trust God and have the faith and be patient and wait on it because we know He going to deliver. When He say He going to deliver, He going to deliver. And man, I am learning to stand in that truth, learning to stand in that knowing, learning to stand in my faith, knowing that God gonna deliver, baby. God gonna come through. I don't have to go do nothing extra. I don't have to try to go ahead of Him. I don't have to try to go and put some things together, right? And there's gonna be a hot mess. I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to say, you know what? Well, maybe He's just not gonna get. So yeah, I don't have to lack in my faith or none of that. I can just trust him, believe him, because I know he's gonna come through just like he said he would. He has already demonstrated that in the earth through my earthly father. So if I can trust in him, you know I gotta trust in God, because it is God that gives him the ability to come through as he has come through as a father in the earth. So I'm grateful for that. So trust the Lord. He's going to come through just as he said, in the right timing. Okay? Y'all stay blessed.